Tower Defense Simulator is a simple but fun game where you team up with friends to kill hordes of zombies and sometimes even win. Right? No. In reality, Tower Defense Simulator is an incredibly dark game where you must commit several severe and horrid war crimes just in order to get the triumph that you desperately need. So, naturally being the sane person that I am, I'm going to see just how many of them I can commit. Just like every other sane human being, I will be trying to beat Fallen mode. Challenge, my loadout consisted of Pyro, Brawler, Engineer, Toxic Gunner, and Military Base. Each of these towers can commit a certain war crime, and you're about to see which they are. And by the end of this challenge, I will commit the ultimate war crime, but more on that later. As soon as I got into the match, I began saving up for Pyro in order to commit my first war crime. What is this war crime, you ask? Well, it's none other than burning people alive. From now on, a war crime counter will appear on the side of the screen, and since this was my first one, this is of course number 1. While Pyro brutally murdered these poor zombies, I was able to save up for my next war criminal, Engineer. And since Engineer can't actually commit any war crimes until she's maxed, I'll explain the second war crime we've just committed, which is using anti-aircraft weapons or Engineer's max sentries on living beings. And I know they're technically zombies, but they're close enough, right? After I maxed out all of my Engineers, I was able to commit my next war crime by placing Toxic Gunner. What is this war crime? Well, it's none other than bio-warfare. You see, Toxic Gunner, whenever he shoots, injects the zombies with some sort of toxic virus, which I'm counting as bio-warfare. After committing one of the worst war crimes known to man, I decided to tame it down a bit and place a Brawler. Brawlers beat enemies to death, which is considered inhumane and extreme brutality. This is a war crime. After getting a few max Brawlers down, I decided to move on to yet another war crime. This was getting a few maxed military bases. Now, the war crime that beasts commit are essentially just a more severe version of the war crime I mentioned earlier. You see, beating to death and, well, running things over with machines, even though they are the same, are essentially two different ones of different severities. As the game progressed, I began spamming max Toxic Gunners and preparing myself to commit the final and worst war crime. But before we get into any of that, can I ask you a favor? Subscribe. It helps out a lot and it's completely free. Plus, we're almost at 200 subscribers, so it would really mean a lot. Anyways, back to the video. With the final wave approaching, it was almost time to use my master plan and commit the worst war crime known to man. So as soon as the Fallen King showed his ugly face,
why you bullying me?
I launched a nuclear strike right on top of them. This secured my 6th and final war crime and allowed me to easily chip down the Fallen King's health and get his triumph. Just like that, I was able to triumph Fallen by only committing war crimes.
FBI, open up!